Hey! All right. You ready? Are we ready to do the bogle? 1, 2, 3, and... Welcome, everyone. We're just going to wait for a couple of people to come in, and then we will begin. For those of you that might not know, we are talking about online dating and other nightmares. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Michelle McKellar already logged in.
Yes. All right. So, welcome to
Janae.
show number 26. Real Talk with Rachael-Lea. For those of you that don't know who I am, or you may be watching it for the first time, thank you and welcome. It's a little bit of a Facebook show that started 25 shows ago, and I really enjoy it. And so what I would love you to do is, if you love the show, or if this is your first time watching the show, at the bottom left, there is something that says share. The more you share it, the more it gets spread, and that is a whole bunch of awesomeness. So if you can share the video, that would be absolutely awesome. Disclaimer. It's really important for me to put out a disclaimer. Anything that is said in this show or anything on the thread has absolutely nothing to do with the broadcaster all the time. For those of you that are joining me on YouTube, thank you so much. I see your love. I see your comments. And the show is aired every Wednesday right after this show. I'm seeing some comments. Hey, guys, how are you doing? Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. So I'd like to introduce my guests. I'm actually really super excited. I'm getting fancier. Do you notice? I started with an iPhone. And Denise was actually on the show before, but it was back in the day where you could only see this much of us with the iPhone. And then I said, oh, I'm going to get fancy, and I'm going to go to Facebook Live on my laptop. And then I said, I'm going to go to Be Live, and it looked really good there. And then I said, I'm going to do a conference, so it's going to be side by side. Now I'm doing a whole freaking group of us. I think that's awesome. If you guys see, can you guys all see my guests properly? You should be. I want you to say a big hello. We have first at the top, we have Nettie Nice. Nettie, I met on 105.5. I was doing Urban Wake Up with Nikki, and Nettie was doing Island Explosion on the Thursday. So we got to know each other there. So introduce yourself, Nettie.
Yes, well, I was on 105.5 way back in the days, Island Explosion, each and every Thursday morning from 7 to 10 in the a.m. And now I'm doing my photography stuff. I've been doing that for about 15 years as well, 15, 17 years. Yes. So I'm not going to go into a whole hoopla. If you want to just Google me, you can find me there. And
Did you get fired off of 105 like I did?
Oh, Danae's actually online right now, so.
Oh, Danae was today. Danae was our station manager. Danae listens into the show every day. I'm not mad at you, Danae, that you had to fire me. It's okay. Danae, listen. Sometimes you gotta go. Sometimes you gotta get rid of, cut the fire. Yeah.
Let's say it was a restructuring, so Vibe 105 took over.
Right.
So it's not CHOI anymore. And
I was fired.
Oh.
You got fired.
Wow.
I got fired. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show. So, okay, there's Nettie. And Denise, how did we start? I think you just started coming to some of the stuff that we did, and
do you really want me to tell you how we started?
Yeah, am I afraid? Should I be afraid?
No. Okay, so I came to 2 of your shows, but how we actually became friends was one of your followers cussed me on your Facebook, and then you called me after.
Yeah, I can be nice. I don't even remember that, but yeah, awesome. And then Denise has been, you helped out with I heard that, Mandy.
Sorry.
Oh, that's another thing. You guys, I know you're excited. You have to turn down your volume because there'll be a delay.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so Denise also helped out with Inside His Head. She helped me behind the scenes with all the stresses and all those wonderful things. And then our relationship has bloomed. And in that, we have shared a lot of dating stories. Far too many to share today, but a lot, right?
Yes.
So, what I want to hear, so tonight's topic, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm very discouraged. I'm discouraged on several levels. I'm discouraged that I feel we have lost the art of meeting people outside of being online. And we have also, we just don't even know how to carry on conversations anymore. That's my personal opinion. Nettie, what do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of, it went wayward. I think probably about, let's say about 6 years ago or so, things kind of went very, very wayward, and it's kind of, it almost feels like it's not cool to approach somebody in person anymore. It's almost like you have to find them online and then say, hey, because if you see them in person, they'll think it's weird if you talk to them on the train or whatever.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're crazy. Like, you're crazy if you go up to somebody and just say hello.
Yeah, yeah.
I do remember that the other day I was going out with a bunch of girlfriends, and this guy came up to the car and he said, hello, ladies. And we wanted to roll up the windows because we were pretty sure he was a mass murderer. Like, what I said was, hello, ladies. How are you doing tonight? He came up to the car window, and I was like, roll up the window, yo. It is really, you always feel now that when somebody connects with you, that there's an agenda other than just saying hello, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's sort of true.
And then it's uncomfortable as well, because like when I go to approach people, all I see is this, and then they're in their phones. Like they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're whatever. And then when I say hello, they're looking around like, like, hi, I'm in person here, So people more stay connected to their phones, connected to the outside world, rather than the world that they're in right now, live.
Got
if that makes sense.
Got it. Now, Niz says that the video is a little delayed. I'm sure it'll straighten itself up. If anybody else feels like it's skipping, just let me know. It is our first go with the talk show, so we'll see how it goes. Denise, how do you feel? Do you feel like we've lost the art?
I feel like, I don't know about the art of dating. I date a lot, so I don't feel... We'll get into that, Nettie. Don't worry.
Wow. I'm going to have to sip my drink for that one.
Okay.
Kermit the Frog?
I think that sounded not what you really wanted to convey. I think
okay. We'll get into it, but I go out on a lot of first dates. So I haven't really experienced too much the loss of the art of dating, but I do agree with you about meeting people. Very difficult to meet people, especially over a certain age, right? So, I don't know about you guys. I'm in my 40s, so.
Nicole said, where is Denise finding these dates? Tell me.
Nicole, don't laugh, guys. I'm actually finding a lot of dates on Plenty of Fish.
What?
No, but here's the thing. here's the thing that I want to dispel, because one of the things that we were talking about is, you know, all of these things that if you tell somebody you're on Tinder, right? Automatically, the idea is if you're on Tinder, you're looking for sex, you're looking for a booty call, you're not looking for a relationship. I've known quite a few people that have met and had successful relationships with people off of Tinder.
True. Very true.
Right? Have you done Tinder, Nettie?
Yes, I have.
Denise?
I have not done Tinder. No.
You have not done Tinder.
No.
I have done Tinder. But the thing about it is that I always get a little afraid of is that people recognize me.
Right? Well, especially you, Rachel.
What's your name? Michelle? What do you do? I'm a secretary? Because, right? Like sometimes people that are more like in a public space, it's harder to sort of get out. And there's always that thing. Like I have friends that are in the public eye and I know that they would really love to do online dating, but they can't because they're, you know,
putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
Right. But for me, I don't really, whatever. My name's Sharon. I'm a secretary. So,
Until they reverse Google your picture.
so that's a problem too. That is a really good point, Denise. And this doesn't only go for people in the public eye, but before you didn't have to, someone got to know you without Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You can find out so many things on Google alone.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or am I wrong here?
You're right.
I can find out, and especially women. Nettie, do you guys do that? Do you Google and try and figure out who these women are?
Me personally, or do I have friends who do that? You
personally. Have you Googled?
So me personally, I don't, because I'd rather just find out from the person themselves. But I do have friends who go and Google right away the person, and then they find out everything about the person before going on the first date with them.
Right.
So I've had that done to me as well.
Right. Yeah. I'm Googling. I'm not gonna lie. Denise, are you Googling?
Sometimes I Google. Depends.
Because I want to know if you've got dead people in your fridge.
Are you gonna find that on Google? I guess so.
But what were you doing? What were you doing before the internet? What were you doing before all of this?
Well, that's a good question. Like, what were we doing before the internet?
This is asking, what's POF?
Well, before POF, there was the chat lines. You remember that?
Don't laugh. I met my second husband on Black Planet.
I met a long-term boyfriend that like I dated for almost 6 years, 5 and some years, off of this telephone line called Soulmates. It was like an all black live telephone, right? But even back then, we didn't judge. We only had a voice.
Yeah.
You didn't have a face. You didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
All right. So Michelle C says, going to the Eaton Center and basketball games.
Yes, girl.
I was a little Bramptonite, so it was more Bramalea City Center, and that was kind of it was a big deal to go down to Eaton Center, for sure.
Yeah.
I will tell you that Catholic girls, I was a Catholic, right? I went to Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
We love to go down into like Etobicoke and Rexdale. All us Brampton girls with our kilts would head down to Rexdale and and it was never the Catholic schools we were at, so it was that kind of thing when we were younger. And like, I just feel like there is some beauty to how we started to date in comparison to how like people today, young people today, date, right?
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, he actually had to talk to a girl. He had to walk up. Yeah. Do you remember that, Eddie? Like, do you think it's easier online, or do you think it was easier? Like, What's your experience as a man? How was that?
So basically, how it works now is online. You kind of, I'm not going to say you have to be sort of not really. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to say fake, but you have to kind of you have to play this online role kind of online because you
Right.
know exactly what other people are doing out there, and then you try and get the person to meet them in person. Like you try to go on a date and stuff like that. But
Right.
the whole online game is a totally it's a totally different thing. The whole dating online and stuff like that. So like on these profiles, I have to put down that, oh, I do yoga, I do all sorts of things. But I'm not maybe I've done yoga like once in my life, but then people are looking for you get what I
Note
mean?
to self, Rachel. Note to self.
Right? No, but you can kind of tell when a guy is doing that. I like walks on the beach. Really?
No, I don't go that far. I don't go that far.
Like walks on the beach. What's the other ones? Walks on the beach. I like Denise. What the walk on the beach?
Romantic dinners. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stupidness. Yeah.
Yeah, so your online game has to be on point for sure, 100%. Like you have to. It's a little bit of a science to dating online, to creating your profile, and to communicating with people online versus in person. In person, you can just be yourself, but online, you have to kind of play the game. Yeah, cuddling, candlelight dinners. You have to, in all honesty,
Dinners.
you have
Really?
to put a whole bunch of stuff on the online profile to make it sound a lot, different than whatever, cuddling and stuff like that.
I
Of
love
course,
that.
yes.
So funny.
You have to make you have to kind of sell yourself for the girls to come towards you because it's only profiles. It's online marketing, exactly, Danae. You have to market yourself.
I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna pull up a note that Denise actually sent me. Hold on.
Which one?
Oh, it was just horrible. There's quite a few. The one that was just like, here's the thing. You know when the guys are laying it on where they're like, my empress.
Yes.
My queen, oh my eyes have never seen such beauty. The myrrh that was placed before the baby Jesus could not compare to you.
Okay, but Rach, he was a sub. Come on. That's a little different. He was a sub.
He was a sub. Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
He was a sub.
Right, because there are now, Nettie, I do want to hear from you. We get some weird, like I had somebody who inboxed me. I didn't put it up on the wall, but what basically the guy said was he was wondering if maybe he could defecate on her, and oh no, she could defecate. She could defecate, just
Wow.
Can you shit on me? Is basically
Wasn't that his opening line? Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
so beautiful. I'm wondering if you could defecate all over me.
Wow.
How many siblings do you have? What do you like to do on the weekend? Fucking crazy, like nuts. So, are the women as crazy as the men? Have you gotten any crazies?
No, I think that part of it might be just, I have gotten crazies, but not to say to defecate on me or whatever. I've never gotten those type of things from women. Women are just crazy in a different way. So
What way? I'm taking notes.
What's that? You're taking notes. I don't know. It's just like it's just some of the weird stuff I see online is like let's say there's a girl who's, I'll just exaggerate for you. Let's say the girl is 25 and she has 8 kids, and how old are the kids? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, for example, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird stuff like that. Not really the defecating part on me.
Mm-hmm.
So
You've been very lucky. Now, what type of women? Because I hear as a black man, right?
Yes.
Are Black women approaching you? What is the majority of your inbox?
In terms of, if you want to say between Black women and white women, I would say maybe 10% of them are Black and 90% Caucasian.
Wow.
So why do you think that is? Because I hear that time and time again. Because of course I can't just go on to online dating and just do online dating. I have to do real talks online dating and start asking them all these questions. You know, I know I'm supposed to be here for online dating, but you see, I do this show.
You're interviewing them on the online dating?
Great material, right? And a lot of them say Black men, you know, though it's not just for Black men, but Black men say the majority of women that reach out to them are older and white.
Yes.
Would you say
Yes.
that?
Oh yeah, there's tons. There's tons of way older, like in their 60s or so.
Ooh.
60.
And I'm in my 40s. Yeah, there's some in their like later 50s and some in their 60s and stuff like that. Been married 3 times, divorced 3 times, and then, you know, it's just they just want to, I guess, have fun or something. So I think that the white women who are online who look at the Black guys, they're just looking to have fun. I'm not sure if they're looking to necessarily be in a relationship.
So Pam from Owen Sound. Pamela from Owen Sound.
Yeah.
Looking at some berries. Okay, this looks like a long one. Let me see if I can read it.
Yeah.
I so don't believe that. You need to be honest in your profile because you might end up missing out on someone good. It's a process. Online, email, chat, meet. Being dishonest is why a lot of people are still single, and people need to stop sending naked photos and lying about their age and how they look. I want to see you in 2017, not in 2001. Which is, it's true. Like, I think it does such a disservice when you're not putting up recent photos.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Janice who said that?
Denise, yeah.
Denise?
Mm-hmm.
Not me.
Oh, okay. So let me just rephrase, because someone was asking about Plenty of Fish, basically that online dating site. It's not that, I'm not saying that I'm like 6'5" and, you know, 220. I'm not lying to say that. Like when I'm doing my profile, I'm not lying about my person, like who I am, like saying I'm a certain weight and I'm really not that weight, or a certain height. So I'm not lying like that. I'm saying I'm fluffing it up a little bit in terms of online marketing, right, to market myself better. Because if you think about it, people who are online dating, there's tons of profiles on there. There's tons.
Yes.
So they're just clicking through, click, 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 click. Your thing is coming up. Oh, click, 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 click. So it's not like anybody's spending time to really get to know you from your profile. They're just clicking through. They're looking through your pictures. They might skim through your profile, and then that's it. They're gone. It's not like they're spending. You get what I mean? So on my profile, it's like when you go to a grocery store. They're trying to sell products. They put them right up front. They turn all the labels to face you. They have all the bright colors and stuff like that to sell their product. It's marketing. You have to market yourself. It's not like you're lying. It's not to say that I don't cuddle. Of course I do cuddle, but I'll put cuddling in there. I love to cuddle all the time, right? It's not to say that I'm saying I'm, you know, maybe 220 pounds when I'm really 400 pounds. I'm not lying like that. I'm not saying I'm 22 when I'm really 42. You get what I mean?
Yeah. I think women lie a lot.
Oh, women always lie. And when I get to the profiles, what do you, Denise is surprised when I get...
I'm going to show you one example of how women lie. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is their profile picture.
You're wrong for that. You're wrong.
Seriously, am I lying? Because I'm just wondering.
Oh my God.
Or our profile picture, it's so high I'm giving away all our secrets. I'm giving away all our secrets. That we might as well take the picture on the top of our heads.
I'm guilty of that. I am guilty of that one.
Listen, I've been guilty. I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it too. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I just say, Rachel?
Yes.
Every single date I've been on from Plenty of Fish, and I do look like my pictures, and I don't lie. I indicate I'm a plus size woman. Every one of my dates, when I get there, they're all shocked that I look like my picture. They're shocked.
Why?
Because
Why are you shocked?
I think they're expecting that if you look pretty in your pictures, they're expecting that if you're on an online dating site that you don't actually look like your picture.
Yeah.
Because they think, well, if she's attractive, she obviously wouldn't need to be on an online dating site.
And that's
little do they know.
Yes.
Little do they know, no man ever approaches me in person. Like, never.
We can't. We can't approach you in
hold
person.
your thoughts for one moment. Hold that thought about you can't. Corey says, Beverly, I guess he's addressing someone on the thread. I had plans with someone to meet for a third date and he called. Oh, sorry, Corey's a woman. I had plans with someone to meet for a third date and he called and confirmed an hour beforehand, only to ghost 10 minutes after confirming the date. In fact, he's on Rachel's
Hi, Corey.
You inbox me after, Corey, and we will have a conversation. Now, it's funny because, Corey, we were actually talking about bringing up the fact of ghosting. I also know of a friend of mine that was set to go, and I think this is so cruel. He was set to go on an online date to meet, and they were meeting at a restaurant, right? And she wasn't honest about how she looked, and he saw her, and he drove off. He didn't even stop. He just kept moving. He went into the parking lot and out of the parking lot. I'm just feeling like, I don't know. I do feel that there is some kind of etiquette, though. I do feel like you commit to a date, and and the person is not your type. At least go through with the date.
Make it a short date. Yeah.
And never go on. What is a date that you should never go on a first date? I say a movie.
Me too.
Yeah. Unless
I always do dinner. I always do dinner the first date.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys two things wrong with that. The dinner on the first date, right? So the movies on the first date, if you go to the VIP theaters, have you ever been to one of those?
Yeah.
So the VIP theaters, you can actually chill out and have food and have a conversation before the movie starts, right at the theater. So
yes.
Yeah, but I understand. What's that?
Not everybody's taken somebody. You're classy, Neddy. You're classy. Not everybody is going on that VIP date. You're hitch-upping with the regular people in the date, and my only concern is, except for VIP, because I do enjoy VIP, because you do have that time before where you can have drinks, you can have appetizers, and then you can go in. And to be honest with you, if you don't like the person's conversation, you can just enjoy the movie for the rest of the movie.
Right. So first of all, by the time you're going on the first date, you should have talked to the person enough on the phone that in person should be just a matter of meeting the person and hanging out and stuff like that. I don't think you should have this whole interview, sitting right across from each other. Oh, blah 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 da 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 on the first date, because it's always like it's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. The person's asking you questions, you're asking questions, but it's almost like an interview, and then it doesn't feel comfortable.
But don't you find it's one of two things? I'll bring it to Denise. I find men online, they have no patience to have conversation. Have a little conversation. If I gave my number to every single man that has asked for my number, do you know how many do not answers I have in my phone?
Oh yeah, I have a lot in mine too. You want me to show you?
No, stop. Yes, please. I would actually love to. I would actually love to see this. And in turn, I will share. You guys don't even know. Look at this.
Oh my God.
So fun.
Can you see mine?
Are we seeing the list? And in each
Oh
of
my
them,
God.
yeah, do not respond. Do not contact.
I have the names beside mine though.
And so going
Okay, so Rachel.
and the thing is, you have to keep them in your phone, because what'll happen is if you delete their number,
And then they call.
back up.
Yeah, they call or text.
And now I've learned that this is not like, these goes years, because I haven't changed my phone in like 15 years. I still have the same phone number.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, you're going to have a conversation with me first. I'm not just going to be giving you out my number like that. And I find men, they just, do you find that, Denise?
Oh yeah. The first conversation, they want to either meet me like immediately, which I find weird.
Yeah.
Like my whole thing, if I'm online dating, there's a weeding out process. It's just like real life. I have to weed out the ones that I'm not interested in, right?
Okay.
So we have, okay, hold on. So we have a couple days of like online conversation. And then if I'm interested, I give them my number. We have 1 or 2 phone conversations. And then I decide if I'm going to go out with him.
Yeah. Like, isn't that how?
So let me go back. So backtrack to a couple of things. So first thing, Denise, about the dinner on the first date, right?
Yeah.
So I want to address that one specifically because as it works out, everybody knows with chivalry and stuff like that, it's the man who's taking out the women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you imagine as a single guy, let's say I go on, let's say 3 dates a week, right? Each time I'm taking, no, I'm just saying, okay, let's say, what's the easy number? 1 date a week?
You know, there's only 7 days, right, Nettie?
No, I'm not. I was putting a number out there. Okay, so let's say 1 date a week.
Yeah.
Is 1 date a week fair? Right?
Or
so
8.
each.
Or 8.
What's, no. Let's go to 1 date. Let's go to 1 date a week, right? So if each time I'm taking a girl out and we're going to dinner each time, basically the guy is always paying for the first date. So a girl will always be okay with going on a dinner date with the guy, regardless of if she's interested or not. If she's not interested, hold on. No. I'm not speaking about you guys in particular. I'm just saying in general, every woman will want to go on a date for dinner, regardless.
No.
There's been some times where I've been on a date and I've been out with a girl and I'm like, oh man, like this isn't even what I'm interested in. But like, I still went on with the date and stuff like that. And the girl's ordering drinks and appetizer, and then by the end of it, think about it. How much money is the guy spending out each time? So if I go on a date with you, Denise, 1 day, right? Next week, I'm going on another date. Next week, I'm going on another date. I'm spending a lot of money constantly, right? And then I'm stuck in the dinner with somebody who doesn't even want to be there, but she's just there for the date, for the food. And if you Google it, there's a meme that I had on my Instagram before a long time ago. If the girl hasn't kissed you by the 3rd date, she's there for the food.
Well, you know what?
True.
Here's the thing. I totally agree with you, Nettie. I definitely think that there are women who have this idea of just getting stuff. I think I might be a little bit delayed, but anyway, I think that there are women, I watch it all the time. I was on a patio the other night, on Sunday, and I literally watched a man totally get taken for.
Yeah.
Buying, the guy was buying drinks left, right, and center. And let me tell you something. There was no intention other than getting drinks. You know, we'll line up at a pool.
I have a very strong opinion about this, Rach.
Yeah, share, please.
So my opinion is, just like I am the woman and I am weeding out the men that are messaging me on online dating, I think the man should also be going through the weeding out process. You should be having a few conversations with her to determine, is she even close to on my level? Is she somebody that I'm interested in? Does she have any of the same kind of values that I have? Granted, everybody's on their best behavior in the beginning, but you have to go through the weeding out process or else you are going to get taken. I would never, personally, I would never go on a first date with somebody that I wasn't actually interested in. I don't have time to waste, and I don't waste anybody else's time.
Okay, so the second part to what you were saying before about the guys messaging you and wanting to go out right away. The girls online, they have 50 million messages in their inbox because girls don't go out and message guys. The guys have to go out and message the girls because this is how. What?
That's not true.
This is how I've heard it. I've been on POF, and POF you can see who's looked at your profile, right? So I've seen people look at my profile, and then afterwards maybe I'll go through and message, and I say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I like your profile and stuff like that. And then I might say, okay, I saw you. You looked through my profile and you didn't message. So the girl will say, oh, because it's not ladylike to message. They sit back and wait for the guys to message. So I'll tell you a true story. There was one girl that I messaged, let's say 2000 and whatever, in January. She got back to me in May because she was going through her messages.
Yeah, you know what that was, Nettie? Let me tell you what that was. That was, I met somebody. I dated. Now I'm back online. And I'm through the possibilities. And men do it too, I think. Men do it too. Denise?
But even, it's very rare to get messages from females, unless I'm just like an ugly duckling or something. But I've seen it. No, but I've seen it before, and it's online. Like some people have it on their profiles. Sorry, guys, I don't message first.
Okay, can I say two things first? So Rach and Nettie, I don't always message. No, that's for sure. But if I see a guy, but I have message. If I see a guy that I'm interested in, I normally will add him as a favorite. And then if he doesn't, but if he doesn't message back, I'm giving you my strategy. So
yeah.
I will.
So why add as a favorite without messaging?
But hold on. If I add him as a favorite, that indicates to him I'm interested.
No,
if he looks at my profile, hold on. If he looks at my profile,
hold on.
Okay. He's back. I haven't even finished and he's back.
Okay, go ahead.
If I see him look at my profile and he doesn't message me, I'm going to message him and I'll tell him it's a good thing. I'll say something cute like, it's a good thing I don't have ego issues, or it's a good thing that I'm not easily upset. You know what I'm saying? I'll message him. And then also, Rach, somebody I didn't catch her name. I don't know if it was Michelle, was asking, how come I have so many first dates? I don't know when you want me to address that. So
I do hold that thought. What I do want to say is, if I was a guy, if you said that to me, it's a good thing that I don't have an ego, right? And Nettie, if you had said to me, oh, I noticed that you crossed my page, I don't get either of you. Because here's the thing. If I've stopped by your page and I have not left a message, then again, I didn't know that women won't message. Because for me personally, if I see somebody that I'm interested in and I like their profile, and why not say hello? It doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, from the first minute I saw you. It could just be like, went by your profile, thought you were awesome, let me know if you're interested. Period.
Okay. I've done that too. I've done that.
So I'll take that to Tinder now. So now Tinder, you have to match up with a person, right?
Yeah, that's all looks.
Right. So when you match up with a person, the women still never message first. even though you've come up with a perfect match with a person, saying, "Oh, this person is interested, you're interested, so you guys are a match." The woman will always wait for the men to message first, regardless. And this is because of chivalry. The man is supposed to approach the woman, the man is supposed to message first, and all this thing. And a lot of women have told me that they don't message first because they don't want to look like they're desperate. I'm like, oh, okay.
So here's a question. If they were to message first, although it probably would be easier for you, would you respect the woman if she messaged first?
Yes, I would. The dates that I've been on and the ones that have actually worked out are the ones when the woman messaged first. You know why? Because if it doesn't work out that way, it ends up being a chase. So as a guy, we don't want to have this big chase all the time. We know that you're getting 15 to 20 inbox messages from different guys. You're connecting with different people on Tinder, right? We have to. It's a long chase that the guy has to go through, and it gets annoying and frustrating after a while, because girls love to play this game of like cat and mouse. You know, oh, okay, you know, maybe I'll look at his message. It shows that it's been read, but I'm not going to respond today. Maybe I'll respond back in 2 days. Oh, sorry, I was too busy to text, or I was too busy to call back, too busy to say hello or good morning or whatever. And it's like it's a constant game, and the guys always have to be doing this chase. And if you talk to a lot of guys, they'll tell you the same thing. They know this chase, and it's like we have to do it. If we don't do it, then we're not going to get anywhere.
Paula says, which women are getting all these messages?
I want to know too, Paula.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to take a sip for this one.
It's fine if you have. It's fine if you have lots of messages, right? Yes, women will get lots of messages.
Thank you, Donovan.
But from who? It depends. Like, there's a lot. Grammar. Can we talk about grammar? Am I the only one that has an issue that? Am I the only jerk? Because I look at grammar and I go, just try. Like some guy said he drove a truck and spelt truck wrong. I can't. And literally throughout the whole thing, like, what do people even care about that anymore? Guys, listeners, am I the only one? Because for me, if I can't meet you in person and we can't have a conversation, at least express yourself through your writing.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, but then sometimes, you know, women don't want to have the whole poetic story on there, like 5 or 6 lines of a grammatically correct message, but it's just too long. In this fast-paced world, you want to just do a couple of lines, and then that's it.
I'll admit, if you're a guy and his profile is a Bible, you've been online for a long time. You've edited, you've revamped, your best girlfriend has wrote it, you've found all of the quotes that you need, all of them from what are all of the movies? The Notebook, from all of them, Serendipity. You found all of the quotes and you've put it in. And I just feel like that's really corny. Like, it's just, that isn't who you are.
And I know, and let me get this correct. Yao, my friend Yao is online there. I know how to spell. So I'm just saying, I don't want to put down a full like message for the person like that's in their inbox, which is a whole bunch of lines to read.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? That's too much.
Yeah. A friend of mine had a conversation with the guy and he was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. I'd love to get to know you. I just feel to give you my number right now." And so she was like, "Well, don't you want to maybe find out if I have anything in my brains?" And his response was, "I'll take the chance." So you're not basically looking to actually talk, are you? I that doesn't seem like that's an actual talk.
Right.
No, I don't think so. So if we can't meet online, why is it that for me personally, meeting in different events or different outings, do you find that harder? Denise, you did say that men don't approach you, which I don't understand. What is this wall of Oz when you go online that, you know, it's easier to break through to see the Oz online than in person? Like, do you find it easier to approach online, Nadi, opposed to?
The whole online game is kind of, it's a little bit difficult, but you can basically connect with a lot more people online than you would in person.
Yes.
Like I was saying before, I don't even know if women want to be approached in person. That's the thing. It's kind of, it's a weird thing. It's going to sound weird, but like, let's say, for example, I'm in an elevator. If there's, let's say 2 of us are in an elevator going upstairs, you can't have a conversation with the person because it's weird right now to have a conversation with a person in person if you don't know the person.
Yeah, like
have you ever said anything to anybody in the elevator when you've gotten in the elevator with them?
No, you do the Canadian thing and you look at the numbers.
Right. Yeah. So there was a time when me and my sister, we used to go into crowded elevators, and then everybody's facing the one direction, looking at the numbers, and we would turn and face them, but looking behind them, and stand there staring at the ceiling behind them, and then people. Right? And then afterwards, people would start laughing and stuff like that. But, you know, it was kind of like just a joke. Like, you could turn around and talk to people, but people are always so stiff and rigid and then staring straight at the numbers. And hopefully this person beside me doesn't talk to me. Meanwhile, the person could be single and you could be single. Yes, and they treat you like a stalker. Like, if the person is coming up to you and generally trying to say hello, how you doing, they back up. It's almost like it's a scary thing for females nowadays, whereas back in the days it used to be the norm.
Yeah, no, it definitely can be, for sure. Another thing is that are we expanding our type? Because
yes.
So I for me, mine all look like cookie cutter. They're all cookie cutter. Denise is,
and how's that worked out for you?
You know, I can't say that all of the men.
Nettie's wrong tonight. So wrong.
I have met some guys that are my type that have been great and some not. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's their physical look, because I tend to like a more of a conservative guy, more in a suit. Or you know, kind of dresses like Carlton from Fresh Prince. Like, when everybody else liked Will, like I kind of liked Carlton in his plaid golf things. So I think I have to step away from those things. Denise, I know you've definitely.
Yes.
Tell us.
I definitely have a type. My girlfriends can walk into a room and pick out my type in the room. But
and how has that worked out for you too?
Excuse me, Nettie. Hello. What I was going to say is that
I find that he's taking some cuts. He's taking the machete.
I know. Okay, so I've been single for almost 2 years now. And I've been dating for about a year, and I have definitely opened my dating parameters, dated outside of my norm, because you know what? Like, I haven't had a problem dating my norm. I was married, in a relationship for 15 years, but I tend to go to the same places. I'm a creature of habit. I go to the same places. I meet the same people. I never meet anybody new. So I thought, if I'm going to be dating, I'm going to expand my dating parameters, and I have.
Yeah,
and it has worked out, sort of.
Okay.
Somebody's asking what your norm is there.
My typical is dark skin. I like kind of shorter guys. I will date a tall guy, but I prefer kind of shorter guys. I like a rugged looking man, and somebody really funny.
A rugged looking, eh?
Yeah, rugged.
Like a rough guy, right? And then when he treats you rough, then what happens?
Rugged. Nettie, I didn't say nothing about treat me rough. I said a rugged.
Come here, girl. Come here.
I have dated outside of my parameters. So
I think sometimes, I don't know if you guys are, Donovan says, yeah, that's me.
hey, Donovan, I see that. Hello.
I think sometimes I can be too judgmental. Let's get past it. Like, you look at what they do. They look at, you look at age. I don't really care because I like an older guy. Some of my friends.
I know.
Yes. Do not have a problem with an older man.
Yeah.
But I do think that I have there's things that I look for. Is that bad? Do you guys do that? Like, you guys that are listening in, do you look at their profession? Which is really shallow. Do you?
To look at their profession?
I personally don't have an issue with profession. As long as I see a man is working towards his dream or his dream job or he's doing something he loves, I don't have a problem with that as long as he can support himself. He could work in an office. He could be blue collar. I don't business.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's your history. My history, right? Like, my dad is a lawyer, and from a very early age, trust me, I wouldn't want to date a lawyer, but because you're in the courtroom your whole life. But it was instilled in me very, very early that you must find a professional. You must find a scholar. You must. And so that kind of stuff, those kind of messages stay with you, whether you want them to or not. And it's hard to break out of those,
I think a lot of West Indian parents from way back in the days used to always tell their daughters, make sure you find a man with a good job, make sure he's making good money and whatnot, not really checking to see if it doesn't matter if he has a good personality or not. If he has a good job and he's making good money, he'll take care of you. So a lot of West Indian parents used to, more the mothers, used to tell that to their kids. And then that's why you have a lot of situations where they get into this relationship with somebody who's making good money or whatever, but it doesn't work out. It's just how some women have been trained, and from growing up. You got to go with the guy who's making the most money. And then that is what ends up being the problem, because a lot of women will look and say, okay, this guy's driving a Mercedes, but this guy over here is driving a Honda Civic. And they end up going with the guy with the Mercedes. Caravana weekend, when everybody gets rentals and goes downtown and starts flossing with the big cars, you can get as many girls as you want. If I trust me, if I go and I get a Lincoln Navigator and I drive downtown, I'll be picking up all the girls left and right. Never mind.
Jay did a joke at one of his shows where it's just like, yeah, Caravana, you go and you rent a rental, like you say, and then you put on the accent and say, yeah, I'm staying in Mississaugas.
Yeah.
Really, if you're not from here.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah, you can peel off the Enterprise sticker, Michelle. But anyways.
He knows all the tricks, guys.
Yeah, I was saying I'm putting too much things in one basket.
Here's the thing too that is despairing is as we get older, right? Not in the 20s. Like, my niece she's 20. Guys now that are 35, 40, 45, they're dating the 20s. So, yes. Why, Nettie? Why? And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, why do you think that's so?
Okay, so what I'm going to say right now is going to hurt some feelings here, especially if there's women who are in their 40s right now and over who are listening to me talk right now. But as it is, what's that?
Not on Real Talk, don't censor, just go.
No censoring. But what it is, as a guy in his 40s, the women who are in their 40s, a lot of times, and it's not all the time, but they're jaded. So a lot of them are jaded because of some past relationship in their 30s or whatever the situation is, might be in their 20s, might be in their 30s, that was supposed to be the one. But then now they're in their 40s and that relationship didn't work out. Maybe it was a marriage. Maybe they have 2 kids, 3 kids together. Oh, Denise is pulling back. 2 kids or 3 kids. But at a certain age, right?
You did give a warning, Denise.
Well, at a certain age, when a woman gets to a certain point of her life, she, not all the time, I'm putting that disclaimer on it, not every woman and not all the time, but a good portion of women are jaded. And because of their history, their past, they're going to give the new guy a lot of trouble. So if I'm dating somebody younger and I catch them before they get into that bad relationship, then it works out.
Yes, I can hear where you're going. Diane brought up a good point. There is an assumption that they're jaded. Now, let's talk about the word jaded. So
okay,
maybe like,
so not sorry. I won't say jaded. I'll say that they might be bitter because of their situation, because of their past, and also a lot of times they're stuck in their ways, right? Because they've been living their. What's that?
No, sorry. Keep going.
A lot of times they've been living their life for a certain way, a certain style of living, and then somebody comes in with a different way that's different from theirs, and they don't want to adapt. A relationship is about 2 people coming together and, adapting in the one relationship. But a lot of times women will be like hard as a rock. No, it's got to be this way. No, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then a guy is trying to talk to them to kind of mesh the lifestyles together, but it doesn't work because the woman is wanting to have things just set her way. So a lot of times guys will date younger. 2 reasons as well. I know Denise's facial expressions. Two reasons. Because one, if let's say they want to have kids, right? Or maybe have 1 kid or whatever, right? The women who are over 40 are not going to be willing to have kids, 1 kid or kids. And another thing, they're probably stuck in their ways or jaded. So a guy will say, okay, I'm not going to date a girl in my 40s. I'm going to date a girl in my 30s, right? Early 30s. What's that?
Or 20s.
Or 20s. If you get a girl in her 20s who's just starting out in life, maybe she's more willing to build with you and go forward rather than somebody who's been through 2 marriages, has, 2 kids or whatever, and is stuck and is like, oh, no, it has to be here. We have to live in Brampton. We're not moving out of here. My kids are going to school here, blah, blah, blah. But I live in Ajax. No, you're going to have to come over here, right? It's kind of like, a lot of comments coming up there. I think people are disagreeing with what I'm saying.
Hold up, guys. Horace, he said, be real. Men date younger women because there are fewer expectations and attractiveness. Thank you for being real. That is real. That is real.
Yeah. Well, of course, a woman in her 20s is going to expect less than a woman who's in her 40s. In her 40s, there's going to be a lot more pressure.
Also, women in their younger times may spend, not always true, because I'll spend time on my appearance, but I don't know exactly what you meant about appearance. I don't know if it's a younger look or that they spend more time on that. I'd have to be clear on that, because I know a lot of women of all ages, but lowered expectation. I think that's what that's about. But yeah, I definitely think.
Let me know when I can chime in.
Chime.
Okay. I, like Rachel, I'm in my 40s. And like Rachel, I have a lot of female friends, Black women in their 40s, beautiful, professional, intelligent, all of that. And they're single. But the issue that I have with part of what Nettie says is, yes, there's going to be some women in their 40s who are jaded, some in their 30s and 20s who are jaded. If you are dating women who are evolved, who are into self-reflection, who are into learning and growth, they're not going to be jaded women. the girlfriends that I have are not jaded. We're open to looking for a good man to date and possibly have a long-term relationship with. I'm not sure who you're dating or who your friends are dating, but my girlfriends, none of them fall into that category. I can tell you that straight up, including myself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So in terms of you're saying like open, right? So would you date a guy who's just starting off his life?
Starting
Like
off,
Starting off.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
fine.
basically, so for example, let's say a woman in her 40s, right?
Yeah.
Let's say she has a good career, she has a good job. She's going to want to date somebody who is like well established already. She's not going to date somebody who is like, let's say, who's had a hard past, right? And then build with that person. So a woman in her 40s wants somebody who's already ready made. It's almost like you just add water, mix and stir, and then there's your husband. It's not like you're gonna put all the ingredients together and build with the person.
Hold on.
Are you giving me the finger? Hello?
I am. I had to stop because that's the only way I can stop you guys. What I'm saying, what you're saying is because you feel, because this is on you. This isn't on men, not you, Nettie. Because you don't feel like you are where you should be, right? You feel more comfortable with a younger woman who will take up your things and take care of things, when really you should be taking care of yourself and moving to a place where you can support the type of woman that is deserving of your love, of your personality, of who you are. But instead of doing that, you're going to go to the young woman and go, oh, I've got 10 more years before she starts telling me that I'm not where I should be.
No, not necessarily. No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to read the comments. The comments are coming through very fast there at the same time.
No, you'll miss some of them, but go ahead.
Can I use myself as an example here?
Go ahead.
I was in a relationship for 15 years, and it was a pretty damn good relationship. I knew for a fact my husband was never going to make the kind of money I make. But early on in the relationship, I was mature enough, and I did a lot of self-reflection, and I said, am I going to toss this relationship out? He's a good man. He loves me. He treats me well. Am I going to toss this relationship out because he's never going to make the kind of money I make? I have a choice to make. I'm the type of woman, I want a man who can take care of himself and take care of me. But ultimately, what's more important to me than money is how he treats me, how he treats my children. Is he respectful? Like all of those kinds of qualities. That means more to me than money. So again, I'm not really sure who some of these men are dating. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on top of it, it's almost like going back to what we were saying earlier. We can't approach women like in person like that again, right? And I feel that the older they are, the harder it is to approach them, to talk to them in person.
I'll give you that. I will agree with you, Nettie, because over the weekend I was talking to a woman. A bunch of us went out, and she was just like, I'm just tired. I like the way my bed is made. And then he comes in there and he wants to move my bed, and he wants me to here. And this is what to do with this at my house. And I'm like, if it was a little 20-year-old to be like, sure, honey, let's just move the bed. Get set in your ways. I'm not going to lie. I have some things that, because I'm single, I have certain things that I've just been accustomed to, right? Even down to checking in.
Yes.
It's something that is often wanted or requested, but because I haven't had to check in, sometimes it takes a minute.
It takes a minute for you to check in?
Rachel, I have a question for Rachel, though. Okay. Rach, you have a problem checking in. But you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. But he must check in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Rachel.
I truly believe that in a relationship, the person you're with, unless it's like they're out of the country and they're unable to reach you for whatever reason, I believe it doesn't take a lot for a quick phone call, and if you can't do a phone call, a text that says, hey, not able to call you tonight. You're on my mind. Hope you had a great day. Let's chat in the morning. This skip a couple days stuff.
But you have a problem checking in though.
No. What I'm just saying, at first, when maybe when I start dating, because I generally I'm big on communication, I'm like mushy. I think about, I'll send the text, I'll do all of that. But I'm saying, when you're talking about older women, sometimes getting fixed in that, like when people say, oh, I don't have time to text. Oh, I was so busy. What's your name? Obama? I bet you Obama.
I believe Obama texting Michelle. Hello.
I bet you Obama could not get away with, exactly, with Michelle. I just feel like it's just those little things, Yeah.
So I think this might be more of a female thing. I like to check in, right? But when I see a lot of the people that I have dated in the past and they don't check in, a lot of times it's their friends who tell them, oh, don't text him every day, or, oh, don't do this and that, like contact him every day because you look like you're desperate. So a lot of women are changing the way that they do things because of other friends, or who knows, Steve Harvey, or all sorts of things. They're getting into this whole trap of like saying, okay, well, I can't text him today because I texted him yesterday, or I can't text him, tonight because I texted him this morning. I don't want him to think that I'm, overdoing it or whatever. So checking in is kind of like it's relative to the person, but at the same time, I believe that women are kind of cutting it out a little bit more than men.
Yeah. Clancy says relationships are partnerships that need to have a good basis of communication. You can be active on social media, but not say a quick hello. Yeah, here's a big one. I'm going to ask both of you. I'm going to ask the viewers. Okay?
Denise. Hello, Denise Aziz.
Haven't gotten a call, but you see them on social media. You see that they've liked an Instagram picture. You see that they've put up a video, but they say oh my God, a really busy day. Had a really busy day. How would you react to that? Because I know I can't say that I haven't been guilty, but I know a lot of women that feel the exact way, and I'm sure men. Wait a minute, you were so busy, but you're on social media. Is that a jerk move? Is that you can't send a text that says, "Hey, dog"? How's what do you think about that? If a man,
who do you want to ask
for?
Go ahead.
Me?
Who do you want to ask for? It's me?
Sure.
Okay. So for me, if I see that shit, it's automatically in my mind. That's your first strike. You only get 2 strikes. You're done. And thus, I've only had first dates for many of these people. So that answers 2 questions.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And what about you, Nettie?
So it's kind of different. I'll give you my side of it, and I had to actually change my WhatsApp because of this. So sometimes I might be at a wedding for the full day. I'm not posting anything and then not messaging the person, right? But let's say, for example, somebody sends me a message on WhatsApp. I might have time just to look at the message, but the message might be complex that I can't reply back right away, right? So I might take a quick glance at it, but there's a bride in front of me that I'm photographing. So I might just basically go back to what I'm doing and put the phone down. But I've gotten it where people have said, oh, so I seen on WhatsApp, it showed the 2 blue checks. That means you've checked my message and you haven't responded back. Well, no, that's not the case. It's not that I just didn't respond back. It's just that I couldn't do it at that particular time. Now, in terms of social media and stuff like that, yes, that is a big no-no in terms of posting on social media or doing anything on social media and then not saying hello or hi to the person. that is kind of, a no-no for sure.
Okay. Horace says he's just not that into you. Horace, you will be receiving a message from me. Horace, you need to be on inside his head. Horace, you will receive a message from me. Yeah, I see both perspectives. I see Nettie's, and I just feel like someone else had put it up. I'm so sorry I had to take it down. As social media takes really quick, opposed to reaching out to somebody. No, it doesn't. It's 2 hearts and a smiley face. Love you. Done.
Agreed.
That was Yao who put that there, that message. So
it was what?
Yao.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So basically, to reiterate what he's saying, basically on social media, you can go and skip through and do something very quickly rather than a long message to somebody. So I partly agree with it, because if I engage into a conversation with somebody, hey, how's it going, whatever, if they're going to ask another question, then I'm going to have to respond to that question, then respond back, and it goes back and forth, whereas you might want to just have said hello. So it's sometimes it might be, in that sense, it might be difficult to go in and say, start a conversation with the person, because then they're going to want to do a lot more talking, and you might be driving or you might be anywhere, and you can't respond back and forth and stuff like that. So you might avoid doing that sort of response. But you can go through, and that person that you're dating might have posted a picture. You can just press like on it. You can press like on it and then show that you're still there, because they're going to see that you've liked their photo.
Yeah, sometimes that can work. Oh, I have another question.
Okay.
Online, we're gonna veer off a bit. Online statuses. Looking for a relationship. No, looking for marriage, looking for a relationship, dating, nothing too serious, and friendship. First of all, looking for marriage scares me a bit, simply because even though it kind of feels like you, queen, me, king, married. That's kind of how it feels for me. It feels like a bit of a hunt. Getting into a relationship, yes. How do you feel about friendship? Because I know for me, I ain't got no time. I have friends, ton of friends.
Yeah.
So I don't need friends. And nothing serious. I think that's when the older men are looking for the 20-year-olds. Nothing serious.
Wow. That's not at all.
No?
No, that's not at all.
So let's just say a 45-year-old man. And he's looking to date a 20-year-old woman. He's looking for a relationship?
Yes, he could be. Have you never seen anybody married to anybody younger than them?
Oh, but I'm talking a 45-year-old man with a 20-year-old woman.
All right, so hold on a second. Are you saying a 45-year-old cannot have a 20-year-old as his wife?
I didn't say that, but on a whole, I'm not sure you're sitting down talking about your life experiences.
Right.
I don't. Agreed. When she turns to you and she says she has absolutely no idea what the movie E.T. was, she has no idea. She has no idea what a typewriter is. She has no idea what, I don't know.
A cassette tape?
Like, who's the Brady Bunch? Like, there's lived experiences. There's like even 10 years difference. Okay, cool. But like when you're heading into a whole different life, to me, I just feel, what is it in you that you're not feeling happy about the life and the age you're living? I don't know. Maybe I'm making some really sweeping generalizations, but what do you guys think?
Who, the guy? Was he not like about his life, you're saying?
Oh, Ricardo, why does anyone care what the 45-year-old man is doing? Look for another man that's available. Ricardo also dated and married. Gloria is younger than you. I'm not sure by how much, but I guess that's a testimony. Testimony. I'll say it depends on the 20-year-old, the 25-year-old. A 20-year-old, like my niece, is extremely mature. You would think that she could be up there. She could be 30. So I think it depends, definitely, on the. Oh, Ricardo's wife is 15 years younger.
Okay.
Right.
15.
So it's worked out, right?
It has, yep.
Yeah.
It has.
Blame Betty for the old man conversation.
So not blaming. We're just having a different perspective. You've been quite transparent.
Like dating a younger person, right? If you think about it, there's not much. Like if you're only basing it on the past, like, oh, she doesn't know ET, oh, she might not know who New Edition is, or stuff like that, right? Fine. But in terms of going forward in life, what does that have to do with going forward in life? If you guys are both level-headed and wanted to and have similar goals, right?
Yeah.
If the person is younger than you by 15 years or 20 years or whatever, and she's looking to get started with her life or go forward in life, get married and have kids and whatnot, what does the past have to do with it?
You raised a good point, but I'm talking about the present. So where I would want to hang out or do leisure things on the weekend. So I'd love to have a barbecue with my friends or cook in with my friends. My niece does not want to be doing that. She wants to be hitting the clubs. As a big hardback 45-year-old or 40-year-old, you're going to these clubs with these 20-year-olds, you're looking like a molester. I'm
not 45, by the way.
I know, I'm just saying. Neither am I, but I'd be okay if I was. But I'm just saying, you're showing up to these clubs looking like you have a cube van with no windows. Right? So I'm just saying it depends on the younger person. Ricardo says, can teach you about Snapchat. You can teach them about Polaroids.
I have a comment about this, Rachel. I have a comment about this.
Yes, please do.
My theory in life is I'm not going to be for everyone and everyone's not going to be for me. So if that man is 45 and wants to date a 20-year-old, that's cool because he's not my type anyway. So let her have him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I do think that there's someone out there for everybody. So they say. Yeah. Right? So you're right. You do have a good valid point that you do have a good valid point. Diane says it's about where they each are in their life path. Some people are in the same place even if they're not the same age. Absolutely, I agree.
Right.
100%. My concern is that I can see where a younger person, male, because let me tell you something. I don't know about you, Denise, and ladies that are listening, but young men dig me. Like, they reach out, and I'm like, oh my God, why are you reaching out? Is because I think I'm taking, but I don't think I look at the age of where somebody would go, oh, she's going to take care of me. But let me tell you something. The 30s, the 20s, like early 30s, have no qualms of connecting with an older woman, right? So I don't know. Is that a double standard?
Would you date a younger guy?
Have I dated a younger guy? Dated a younger guy, but only 3 years younger.
Okay.
So he didn't have any breast milk around his mouth. No.
But you bring up a good point, Rach, because since I've become single, I've always dated men my age. Since I've become single, I've been kind of shocked at the number of younger men who are reaching out to me as well. Mm-hmm. And at first I thought, is this just an anomaly? Is this weird? But I have more younger men reaching out to me than men my age.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know Yao didn't ask me my age just
Yeah, I'll send it to you on a personal message.
Now I am 43. I feel
Oh.
And I have no problem saying how old I am either. I am 45.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
43.
So I'm the young one out of the group.
Yeah, yes. Yes, you are the baby. But
I'm not 43 yet, so.
yeah, 43. But you know, I'm much more secure. I feel more sexy. I feel more accomplished. I feel comfortable with saying no. My wants and needs are very clear with the partner that I'm with. I wouldn't go back in a second. So that's sort of what I mean when it's like this big age gap, right? The woman I was at 20 is not the woman I am now. And I guess each age has its beauty, but I prefer the woman I am now, you know, and it's a fact.
Yeah,
So
I know. I've known you in your 30s, and I prefer you now too.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
oh wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, see, I truly feel that if a woman is like, I don't know, I'm not judging women for not telling their age, but I think what's so wrong with that? You know, like I find men will lie online about their age and they'll lie online about, like, I see this guy, he says he's 42, okay?
Right.
The guy's eye bags is like this.
Rachel.
No, Bridget, you're hitting 70. You're hitting.
Hey, listen, it goes both ways because I've seen women who put on their profile that they're 20 something or 30 something, and they look like, you know, like a raisin. Basically, I'm like, there's no way you're 30 something, right? So it goes, I think it's more for the women to lie about their age than the guys, because I've seen it a lot, and I'm talking to different people, like my friends and stuff. They say, oh, it's a constant thing. You can never ever trust a woman with her age.
Yeah, but it's men with their height.
It's men with their height, yes, men with their height, but women with their age. Women will not want to tell you their true age, always.
Sure. And then every time I hear you're 5'8", you're really 5'6".
Yes.
Anybody, and I, for some reason, I'm like, you're 5'8", or if you say you're 5'7", you're 5'5". You're 5'6". And for me, I'd be like, rock your height.
Yes.
I'll respect you more if you just rock your height and show up. And so I know what I'm getting.
Right.
Right? I know what I'm getting. And same with women with the plus or average. You're average. No, you're not average. You're not average. You're a few extra pounds. That's what you are. Make it more difficult for yourself. You're not making it more difficult for the person that's going on a date with you. Do you think?
And why lie? Because the whole point of online dating is to meet the person eventually anyway. What's the point in lying? If you're not interested in me and how I look, what's the point in going on a date with you? Like, it's not going to go any further, in my opinion, right? Why lie?
Yeah, but
So
love it or leave it. Business.
yeah, but the whole dating online, so people can meet people through Facebook, they can meet people through Tinder, through Plenty of Fish, they can meet anybody anywhere online.
Yeah.
So I just believe that the whole online thing in general is fake. Doesn't matter if it's a dating site or just a person's Facebook page. It's just fake. Because some people they portray that they have the best life on Facebook and they're posting up all sorts of stuff and they're not really living like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
I can go and rent if I wanted to go rent a mansion, go rent a car and say, hey, you know, this is how I'm living, you know, do a video. I'm going into my house, use the keys, go into the door. This is my place, whatever. And then post that up on Facebook, but then that's not my real life.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Right. So the whole everything online, you can't believe anything anymore, because even the pictures that women are posting are all airbrushed, and you have all these filters at Instagram that put the flowers on that make your face smooth and stuff like that. Some girls, like, believe me,
what are you talking about, Nettie? I have no idea.
Believe me, this whole online stuff, the Facebook and Instagram and whatever else, and dating has changed everything, especially for us photographers. Now, when I take a picture of somebody, they say, "Oh, make sure you airbrush it before you post it." I'm like, "What?"
Okay,
this
Rachel,
is how you really are.
Can I ask
Trust me, I've sat down with people in sessions after I've done the photographs for them, and they want me to make them thinner, make their chest bigger. Can you smooth out my face? Can you take out my wrinkles? Can you do this and that? Make my eyebrows a certain way. It's like it's totally changed. So the person that people showcase online is not who they truly are. Everybody can hide behind their laptops and be whoever they want to be on Facebook. But in real life, it's a totally different story. That's the problem with online dating, and that's the problem with online just in general. Nobody's real anymore.
Good point.
Okay, Rach,
Yeah.
do you use filters on your picture? Your pictures?
I brighten them up. I don't have the ones that make my chin like extend, or I don't make my nose smaller. But
have you used a softening filter?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Denise, have you?
But here, hold on. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I will, like any photo, the same way I would if I took scenery photo, or I was at the beach and I don't think there's anything wrong with highlighting or making your attributes look nicer. When you're squishing your face and making your face come in like that, then you're changing. Like any of the pictures that I have, they look like me.
If you go through any of your photos and you do a certain lightening or darkening or changing the photo anyhow, then it's not you, because listen. I've seen people post tons and tons of pictures of themselves light skin, and when you see them in person, they're my color.
Okay, that's a little extreme. That's extreme.
Your melanin toning. Yeah. But here's an example. Let me give you an example. Right? So. Morning, Rachel. I had no makeup on. I was kind of looking tired, whatever. For my show, I make sure that I have my makeup on and so forth, but I still look like Rachel. It's not, oh my God, that's a different person. Those of you that don't know, I was showing these guys, I have now a lamp. I have two, like the umbrella lamps that you take for photo shoots right above me. Only because in the last shows, as the day got darker, the video started to get darker. But I do think that if we are going to go online, and I do think that I think someone else said this here, is that one of the things is take good pictures, take realistic pictures, but take well-lighted pictures, right?
Yeah.
Take I think I look like myself. I just have good lighting.
Yes.
Right?
But, okay. So this actually, I can expand this a little bit. So it's not just, people changing their photos online. As a woman, if you feel that you can't leave your house without makeup, then I think there's a problem. There's an internal issue there, because I have friends who will not leave the house without makeup on. And if that's the way that you can only see yourself as beautiful, or that you only want to portray yourself in public, then there's a problem there, because you're going to have to be buying nails all the time. Eyelashes and whatever else, and going on public constantly. I've seen some people's faces who have bumps, the skin bumps, because they wear concealer for the whole life. Their whole life is under concealer. When you go home and you date a guy or whatever, you have to wake up with that person. They're not going to see you with makeup on. So at least sometimes you have to show yourself and just be true to yourself. Guys don't have a whole bunch of makeup. What you see is what you get.
Well, you have beard. You guys hide shit.
No, we can have beards. We can cut off our beards, yes, but we don't have
wallets in your beards.
We can what?
You guys can hide phones and.
But if he grows a beard, that's still who he is. He's not putting on eyelashes. He's not putting on colors. Putting. Hold on. If you have to go and you have to put on a whole bunch of cream to conceal everything under your skin, right? Then that's not right.
Here's the first time when we disagree, Nettie. I hear you, but men, some of their beards are from here down, covering up their double chin. They're covering up their acne. They're covering up the different things that are affecting them from here down. It is makeup for men.
But if they have a beard and that's their normal lifestyle and that's how they live with a beard, and you've met him with a beard, then that's him. He's a bearded guy. Doesn't matter if he has pores and stuff under there, whatever. He has a beard. That's grown. You can't go. I can't go to the store and go and buy a beard today, and then tomorrow I'm fully clean, and then next day go put in different hair, blonde hair, blue hair, whatever, and then you see me at the club, and then all of a sudden the next day is different. If he's a bearded guy, he's a bearded guy.
But some
you
men,
understand what I mean?
Some men grow that beard. Some men grow that beard to cover up.
Which is fair.
What happens when homeboy shaves off his beard and he looks like a whole different guy?
Yeah, that's fine. You can shave off all your hair and look like a different person too. You guys do it as well. Women have wigs. They have weave. They have crochet braids. They have lots of different duns.
Apparently, so do men these days. I've seen the man weave thing coming down the pipes.
Yeah, it's starting now because it's guys trying to catch up because women are doing all these sort of things. They have bras that have padding in it. They have bum pads and stuff like that. It's like a woman can totally augment herself completely and change her total appearance and make herself flawless in person. Hold
on, they have Manx.
What? Man Spanx?
Manx, yeah. M-A-N-X. They have Manx. Okay,
yeah, understandable.
That the whole chest thing. There's Manx out there for men too. Which you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to that. If a man is going to feel more confident, maybe a little bit more tucked in underneath his shirts or whatever, it's no different from when a woman uses a body slimmer. Period. I truly believe rock what makes you feel good. Although I have heard, Nettie, from many a man, the whole makeup thing, they much prefer when a woman is not done up because you're just too much maintenance.
When they're made up, you said?
Yeah, that when a woman is made up too much is too much maintenance.
Yeah, a lot of guys will look at that and then say, okay, you know what? If I go with this girl, this is going to be a lot of problems because this is a high maintenance female. We have that saying when we look at a girl. Sometimes my friend will be like, hey, that girl looks nice. I say, oh, no. Look at her. She's high maintenance. Right away. And then that's it. We won't talk to her. Look what Yao wrote.
Yao says, can you guys touch on where to find Black women in the city? I've been looking for one for almost
everywhere.
Okay, well,
he's got a point.
Okay, this might be a good segue because we've been on the call for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Time always flies. So I will be announcing. I brought it up. I will be announcing in the next couple weeks. I will be doing. I know this really great guy. But you will have to apply online to a website. Yes, you'll have to apply. And yes, I will be reviewing your profile, your social media presence. I don't trust people that say they're not on social media. You have dead people in your fridge. So I will definitely look like some kind, LinkedIn, something. There'll be 20 women and there'll be 20 men.
Rachel, are you?
What's that? What did you say?
I didn't hear what Denise said.
Okay, I don't know. know.
So
anyway, I know this really great guy will be coming out. There's also another event called The List, which I will tell you about in the next coming. Yeah, there's lots of places for you to meet Black women. We're all
There's
over.
not.
There is.
There's not.
Well,
To meet Black women?
well, that's what we'll do with Inside His Head. So in the next 2 shows, I'll be able to have a website up, ready to go. There is InsideHisHead.com, so it might be right there, but we're going to find an option. Looks like Denise might have had to step out, but I do want to thank, let's see if she comes back. Oh, she's back. Hold on one moment. But yes, I will go back and talk to and respond to all of these messages. Lots of you came out for the show today, supporting Nettie, supporting Denise, supporting myself. Really want to start having more, like, even deeper conversations. I want you to stick around. Next week we have a really heavy topic. I'm very, very proud of the person that's coming on board to join me. I'll leave her name until next week. The topic next week is that West Indian families and other visible minority families would sooner banish a family member who was gay rather to a family member who has molested a child in the family.
Wow.
So that's our topic next week, is that some families would sooner shun someone who is gay in their family and keep it quiet for somebody who has abused someone in their home. So if you come with that experience, we're going to be talking about that next week. It's going to be one of her first open admitting that this happened to her. So, like all Real Talks with Rachael-Lea, I try my very best to keep it as real as possible. And what can I say? I had some amazing guests. You will see Nettie again. He was amazing with Inside His Head. Denise, you will see her as well. And every Wednesday from 7:30 to, oh my gosh, no, 8:30 till 10 today. How we begin is always how
we end off.
Always does this to me.
Uh-oh.
Please have a psychologist as a guest.
Yeah, this always does it to me. Hold on. All right.
Hi, Clancy.
All right. So for another week, I'd love to thank all of you for coming out to a Real Talks with Rachael-Lea. Please continue to spread the word for this little Facebook show. I love you. I look forward to it every Wednesday. Got to turn down this music now because YouTube is dinging me. So for another Wednesday, I want to say thank you so much. If you have an idea or if you have a topic that you really want to touch on, maybe something that others are too afraid to talk about, or you want some support in talking about it, send me a message to my inbox. But I would like to thank Nettie Nice.
Hold on, let me show the real guns.
I would like to thank Denise Lopez. And like always, I'd like to thank the audience for coming out. I love you.
And thank you for having us.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So,
And you guys. See you next
thanks.
Bye.
Bye.